Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and today I'm going to do a speed test comparison between the Moto G6 and the Moto G6 Play. Both are really nice devices. Let's just see if the G6 is really that much more powerful than the G6 Play. Let's get it started. Okay, so here on the left we have the Moto G6. It has a really nice black glossy finish here, and on the G6 Play a really nice blue glossy finish there. On the G6 we do have dual camera setup with a flash. The Moto back here, the fingerprint scanner is not on the back, it's actually on the front of the G6. While on the G6 Play, we have a single camera setup with a flash, and the fingerprint scanner is here on the back. Looking at the front here, both have the same 5.7-inch display. And as you see up on top of the G6, the flash and the camera is more separated than and further apart than on the G6 Play. And I will also say that the front-facing flash is much brighter on the G6 Play than on the G6. On the Moto G6, we do have USB Type-C charging. On the bottom of the G6 Play, we have micro USB charging. And the phones are pretty similar. Now, on the back of the G6, you'll see a pretty nice little camera hump right there on the G6 Play. It's pretty flush, which I like that a lot better. So let's go ahead and get in with this comparison. So let's go ahead right now and go into CPUZ, and we'll see what we're dealing with here. Now on the G6, we are running the 1.8 gigahertz Snapdragon 450 octa-core processor with an Adreno 506 GPU, a 5.7-inch display at 1080 by 2160, 485 pixels per inch with 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage. Over here, we have the 1.4 gigahertz Cortex A53, which is a Snapdragon 427 with a Adreno 308 GPU with a 5.7-inch display at 720 by 1440, resolution 281 pixels per inch with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage. Go back home here in the Geekbench 4. And we'll see here on the G6, it scored a lot better, especially in the multi-core score. 757 single-core score, 4010 multi-core score, 667 single-core score, and 1889 multi-core here on the G6 Play. Both of them on 8.0 Oreo. And so, yeah, the G6 pretty much dominates in multi-core score. Let's go ahead and go over here to Antutu benchmark, and we will see which one how they scored. 70,258 here on the Moto G6 and 45,261 here on the G6 Play. Let's go ahead and go home. We'll clear all these apps out. We will start in with this comparison starting now. That was the G6. Go into YouTube. Very close together. Let's go into calculator. About even. Let's go into calendar. G6, let's go into clock. Barely the G6, let's go into Google Plus. Barely the G6 again, let's go into camera. Very even there, let's go into Amazon shopping. G6 takes it, let's go into Instagram. G6, let's go into Play Store. Very, very close to even there. Settings, G6, Snapchat, that was the G6, Twitter, G6, Netflix, G6, Temple Run 2. Okay, very close together here. Just normal everyday apps. The G6 has taken the majority of it, but the G6 Play is on its heels. I got a feeling where you're going to really see the difference is in gameplay with that bigger processor and more RAM. But everyday usage, honestly, the G6 Play keeps up with it pretty well. Let's go back home. That was, of course, the G6. Let's go into Subway Surfer. And honestly, 1080p here, 720p here. Both of them look really nice. Both of them look really nice, good, colorful. I mean, the 1080p display on the G6 is a bit better, but honestly, they're very, very close together. So that was the G6. Took that right there all day long. Let's go back home, go into dead trigger, and this will wrap up. Took a bit to open up both of them there, but like I said, honestly, they're really nice phones. Both of them are really nice. The G6 plays right on its heels and about every test that you do run with these two phones. Let's go ahead and go back home here. Now we will actually run back through some of these apps here, starting with Netflix, working our way back to see for reloads. Starting now. Both of them are ready to go. Twitter, ready to go. Snapchat, ready to roll. Settings. Reloads there. Let's go into Play Store. Both of them are open. Let's go into Instagram. Had to reload on both. So already having to reload here on both. Yep, reload on both there again as well. Kind of a little bit slower this time, but yeah. Google Plus, having to reload. Not going to wait. Just going to run through these here. Having to reload all these apps once again. So you can see right there that RAM management. Reopening these apps here, both of them are about the same. Both of them have to start reloading about the same time, but it is what it is. So I mean, really nice devices, but honestly, I mean, both of them are very close together. You're going to see much better gaming performance here, actual on the Moto G6 and the G6 Play. But you're looking at a price tag here around $250, maybe a bit cheaper some other places before tax. And around $80 here on Boost Mobile, $129 on Verizon, I think $179 unlocked, depending on where you get it at. Is there really that big of a difference? In my opinion, no. The G6 is a bit more powerful, of course, with that 1.8 octa-core versus the 1.4 quad-core. 1 gigabyte more of internal of RAM here. So it's going to be a bit faster, but honestly, using them both day by day, side by side, they're very, very close together. They're very, very similar. And honestly, $250 price tag for the G6 is very, very hard to, recommend it for that price. On prepaid side of things, the G6 Play, you can get for a really good deal. And that would be a lot better, in my opinion, than spending that kind of money on a G6. Both of them are really nice phones. G6 is a good phone, but you've seen the test. So if it was helpful and informative in any way, hit that like button. Any questions that you may have, leave it below. Subscribe if you haven't. I would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.